Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Islamic Sharia law. This is session number 120. The forbidden days to fast. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulullah amma ba'd. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. The forbidden days to fast, the days of Eid. All scholars agree that such a fast is prohibited. It does not matter if the fast is obligatory or voluntary. Umar testifies, the Messenger of Allah has forbidden fasting on these 2 days. Concerning the Eid of breaking the fast, it is for you to break your fast of Ramadan. On the Eid of sacrifice, you should eat from what you sacrifice. This is related by Ahmad, An-Nasai, At-Tirmizi, Abu Dawood, and Ibn Majah. The forbidden days to fast, the days of Tashriq, 3 days following the Eid al-Adha. It is not permissible to fast during the 3 days following the Eid al-Adha. Abu Huraira reported that the Messenger of Allah, upon whom be peace, sent Abdullah ibn Huzhaka to announce at Mina, you're not to fast these days. These are the days of eating and drinking and remembering Allah. This is related by Ahmad with a good chain. Ibn Abbas reported that Messenger of Allah, upon whom be peace, sent a person to announce, do not fast on these days, as these are the days of eating, drinking, and rejoicing with one's family. At-Tabarani related it in Al-Awsat. The Shafi'ah allow fasting on the days of Tashriq if there is some reason for the fasting. That is, if it is due to an oath, for expiation, or for making up a missed day of Ramadan. Those fasts that have no special reason behind them are not allowed. And there is no disagreement on this point. The Shafi'ah applied the same reasoning that they used in saying that prayers that are promised, prayers that are performed for a specific reason, are allowed to be performed during the prohibited times of prayer. For example, the prayer of salutation to the mosque and so on. The forbidden days to fast, prohibited to single out Friday as a day of fasting. The day of Friday is a kind of weekly Eid for Muslims, and therefore it is prohibited to fast on that day. Most scholars say that this prohibition is one of dislike, not one of completely forbiddance. If one fasts on the day before or after it, or if it is a day that one customarily fast on, for example, the 13th, 14th, and 15th of the month, or if it is the day of Arafah or Ashura, then it is not disliked to fast on such a Friday. Abdullah ibn Amar reported that Messenger of Allah entered the room of Javariya bint al-Harith while she was fasting on a Friday. He asked her, did you fast yesterday? She answered no. He said, do you plan to fast tomorrow? She answered no. Therefore, he said, then break your fast. This is related by Ahmad and An-Nasai with a good chain. Amar al-Ashari reported that he heard the Messenger of Allah say, verily Friday is an Eid for you, so do not fast on it unless you fast the day before or after it. This is related by Al-Bazar with a good chain. Ali counseled, he who wants to fast voluntarily should fast on Thursday instead of Friday. For Friday is the day of eating, drinking, and remembrance. This is related by Abu Shaiba with a good chain. In the two Sahih, those of Al-Bukhari and Muslim, Jabir reported that Prophet said, do not fast on Friday unless you fast on it together with the day before or the day after. Muslim's version states, do not exclusively choose the night of Friday. Thursday night in English, as a special night for performing the night prayers. Also, do not exclusively choose Friday as a day of fasting unless it occurs on a day that you regularly fast. The forbidden days to fast prohibited to single out Saturday as a day of fasting. Basr as-Salami related from his sister As-Sama that Messenger of Allah upon whom be peace said, do not fast on Saturdays unless it is an obligatory fast. You should not fast even if you do not find anything to eat, save some grape peelings or a branch of tree to chew on. This is related by Ahmad, An-Nasai, At-Tirmidhi, Abu Dawood, Ibn Majah, and Al-Hakim. Al-Hakim said that it is Sahih according to the condition of Muslim, while At-Tirmidhi called it Hasan. At-Tirmidhi said that what is disliked here is for the person to exclusively choose Saturdays as a day of fasting, and it is the day that the Jews honor. In contradiction with the preceding report, Salma claims the Prophet used to fast more often on Saturdays and Sundays than on the other days. He would say, they are the Eids of polytheists and I love to differ from them. This is related by Ahmad al-Bihaqi, al-Hakim, Ibn Khuzaimah, who called it Sahih. The Hanafiya, Shafiya, and Hanbaliya say it is disliked to fast on Saturday by itself due to the preceding evidence. Malik differs from them, but the hadith is proof against him. Forbidden days to fast on the day of doubt. Ammar ibn Yasir said, whoever fasts the day of doubt has disobeyed Abu al-Qasim, the Prophet. This is related by An-Nasai, At-Tirmidhi, Abu Dawood, and Ibn Majah. Of its status, At-Tirmidhi says, it's a Hasan Sahih Hadith. Most of the knowledgeable people act in accordance with it. It is the opinion of Sufyan al-Thawri, Malik ibn Anas, Abdullah ibn al-Mubarak, Ash-Shafi, Ahmad, and Ishaq. They also hate that one fasts on a day of doubt. Most of them believe that if one fasts on such a day and it turns out to be Ramadan, then that day still has to be made up later. If such a day occurs during one regular fasting period, then it is permissible to fast on such a day. As related by the group, Abu Huraira reported that Messenger of Allah said, do not precede Ramadan by fasting the day or two before it, unless it is day on which the person usually fasts. About this hadith, At-Tirmidhi says, the hadith is Hasan Sahih and the scholars act in accordance with it. They dislike that a person should hasten Ramadan by fasting on the day before it. If a person usually fasts on the day and the day of doubt occurs on that day, then there's no problem with his fasting on that day, in their opinion. Forbidden days to fast every day of the year. It is forbidden to do so because there are certain days of the year on which one is not allowed to fast. The Messenger of Allah said, there is no reward for fasting for the one who perpetually fasts. This is related by Ahmad al-Bukhari and Muslim. If one breaks his fast during the days of Eid and the days of Tashriq, then his perpetual fasting would no longer be considered disliked. In his comments on this issue, At-Tirmidhi says, a group of scholars dislike fasting every day if it includes the Eid, Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Adha, and the days of Tashriq. If one breaks his fast on these days, his action is no longer disliked, as he is no longer fasting the whole year. The scholars are Malik, Ash-Shafi, Ahmad, and Ishaq. The Prophet approved of Hamza al-Aslami's numerous fasts when he told him, fast if you wish and break your fast if you wish. This hadith was mentioned earlier. The forbidden days of fast, woman to fast while her husband is present, except with his permission. The Messenger of Allah forbade a woman to fast if her husband was present until he gave her his permission to do so. Abu Huraira reported that the Prophet said, a woman is not to fast even for one day while her husband is present except with his permission, unless it is during Ramadan. This is related by Ahmad, Al-Bukhari and Muslim. The scholars have interpreted this prohibition as one of the forbiddance, and they allow the husband to end his wife's fasting if she fasted without his permission, and he seeks his right to sex from her. This is also true, obviously, for days other than those of Ramadan, in which case she does not need her husband's permission. Similarly, if she fasted without his permission because he was not present, he has the right to end her fast when he returns. If the husband is sick and incapable of intercourse, it is permissible for a woman to fast without the permission. That is, it is similar to the case of where the husband is not present. The forbidden days to fast, consecutive days without eating at all. Al-Wisal. Abu Hurairah reported that Messenger of Allah, upon whom be peace, said, do not perform Al-Wisal. He said that 3 times, and the people said to him, but you perform Al-Wisal. O Messenger of Allah, he said, you are not like me in that matter. I spend the night in such a state that Allah feeds me and gives me to drink. Devote yourself to the deeds when you can perform. This is related by Al-Bukhari and Muslim. The scholars say this prohibition implies that the act is disliked. Ahmad and Ishaq say that it is allowed to fast until the time of the pre-dawn meal, as long as it is not a hardship on the one fasting. This opinion is based on what Al-Bukhari recorded on the authority of Abu Syed al-Khudri. The Messenger of Allah said, do not make al-wisal. If one of you insists on making al-wisal, he may continue his fast after sunset until the time of the pre-dawn. Ladies and gentlemen, here this topic of forbidden days of fast ends. Let's all together very remorsefully and repentfully pray from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he grants us sincere intention and resolve to learn commandments of Holy Quran, Siratul Nabi, Hadith and Sunnah sallallahu alaihi wa sallam. May he give us the wisdom, strength and courage to pass this benevolent knowledge to others and apply it on our societies, countries and world as a whole in letter and spirit 100%. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be our best guide and protector, and may he bestow upon all of us what is best suited for us. Ladies and gentlemen, please take care of yourselves, your kith and kins and your environment as a whole. Inshallah, till next session. Allah Hafiz.